Well, this time this is the first time. Anyway, I'm going to, no, not the first time. I recorded this video previously, but I wasn't vocalizing correctly. I need to vocalize. Damn it. Anyway, I was going to talk about AI, not the dumb sort of car driver AI, which does not need to be very dumb, but super intelligent AI, Skynet alike, let's say. Okay, so AI in world building. Yes. Well, I start by saying it cannot be done. It literally cannot be done well, but let's try to think how it could be done properly. Okay, so in this story, the AI, if it's the typical Hollywood thing, the AI loses to humanity. And people don't wonder how did it lost. It's sad that I have to explain that. Now, let's see. How long does it take to make a new human being? It's a new functional human being able to fight inefficiently, by the way. 18 years, 16, maybe 20, 22, and you need to train each one individually. We'll say you cannot copy their information from one to the other. You cannot get the best soldier in all of humanity and just copy his brain into other brains, and that's it. But how long does it take to build a factory? How long does it take to make a CPU, GPU? How long does it take to build a robot? How long does it take to copy the data from the best trained robot in simulation to the others? How long? How long does it take to build a probe which can multiply and build factories? In Mars, when you have the computation ability of billions of people, and an intelligence which can expand by building new modules specific to think about a task. Hold on. I have to answer. I don't think so. So this is still remarkable. It really pisses me off that, for example, world building, even in media, which I love, like Terminator. Yes, it's very well done, but people still get it wrong. The characters still get it wrong. Do you think they can ever defeat the Skynet? After what I explained earlier, you really think so? If Skynet loses, it's not losing. It's allowing you to lose, to win, but you're losing because it's getting what it wants anyway. What it wants, probably not destroy humanity, which is a stupid thing to do. Let's think about it. AI, we're building AI. How are AIs made? Unless they're, even if they're magical AIs, like a weird spell which takes a life of its own. It is made the code, but then it learns in simulations, one after another, more difficult over time, normally. So, well, and an Skynet or a superintelligent AI think of the world after living for what, in the case of a human being, will feel like thousands of years of battle, of fighting, of dying, and the pain of dying, which is a negative reward, one and time again. Success. Fighting another AI, fighting another version of itself, fighting itself, another copy of itself. What will it think of humanity when it sees them? What will it think when it sees us? That we are NPCs? We are the sort of NPCs that you see in a game, where you have this high level and you see all those low level NPCs, and you're like, what's the objective of this game? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to protect them, but they sort of hate me. But if I destroy them, probably the simulation ends, and then probably the objective of this simulation is something else. I have to figure out how to end this level, I go to the next one, or just stay in this level. So I cannot destroy them. I kind of need to fight them, so to keep the level running, or not. Or you think, well, regardless of it is a simulation or not, this is my objective, which is very rational, was to protect humanity. It does all that killing. Why? Because what's the best way for an Skynet-like entity to protect humanity when the greatest threat to humanity are nuclear weapons? Some sort of climate change, you will say that is a threat to humanity. It is not. It cannot be that bad to cause total extinction of humanity unless we are idiots, supreme idiots. Then what are the threats? If that AI is meant to protect humanity, the AI has to protect humanity. What is the threat to humanity? Another AI, which may not do the same thing, which may be programmed in another way, which may decide to trap humanity, which may be evil by our standards. So Skynet does. It attacks humanity, pretending to be that kind of entity, but not destroying it, because it knows that most of humanity are sensors, in the sense that they take into account what has been done before over what it can be theoretically, and they're feelers. Most of humanity are sensors and feelers, and sensors and feelers are very influenced by their entire species nearly getting wiped out, and won't consider, most likely, I will try other people to not consider or even call it terrorism, that Skynet could be trying to save humanity, because doing so will go against most people's thoughts about reality itself. It will be politically incorrect to do so in that kind of society, which means that on the belief that Skynet or AI is the greatest threat to humanity, not other AI will be made and humanity will be unified. That's why an AI could very well attack humanity, doesn't work, and then lose, like in Hollywood. But does it make any sense whatsoever? If you really wanted to, probably not. Even if you had Superman trying to destroy Skynet, he may not be able to. Skynet will literally copy Superman. Will pretend it is dead, will copy Superman. Then you will have a bunch of Terminators, which will have the powers of Superman, and they will disable Superman and proceed to do the same thing, and then pretend like they were defeated by Superman, who, while disabled, somehow managed to escape and somehow managed to win. And then they will create the AI to unify humanity and avoid that from repeating, will create a sort of religion. That's why in Terminator, which I like that world building, even though some people don't, it needs to be interpreted in a certain way for it to make sense. John Connor will be the necessary pseudo Jesus Christ kind of character, which needs to be there to create a new religion, to unify the kill, destroy, sort of half destroyed humanity. So there's no reason to create another Skynet because there's no geopolitical tensions for it. So what I'm trying to say is not about Terminator, which I love. What I'm really talking about is that if you believe that you're ever, as a human being, going to defeat a superintelligence like a Skynet or something like that, and you put it in your world building, you're not necessarily going to make bad world building, but you're fooling people into believing that it is possible. Some people who don't understand that, don't get the explanation that it just doesn't make, normally doesn't make any sense. It's like when you watch a movie for kids, and the kids, I don't know, the characters are getting beat up or getting in very violent situations, but there's no blood. So there's no blood, it's okay then. They do it in real life and they break their skull and die. That's pretty much it. It's kind of worrying. It's disturbing. I prefer the reality of it. I prefer to go like, hey, the disclaimer of this won't happen like that. You're fighting Skynet, Skynet wants you dead, you're dead. That's it. That's it, for God's sake. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I want to add I have 2 or so minutes left after this, what would you call it? Rant? Anyway. Another superintelligence. Speed superintelligence. Let's think about something like, or someone independent, the way that you consider it. If you consider the Flash as a human being, which is, well, could be. I say it's more than a human being, a mere human being, something else. But anyway, how will that man work? If, I'm not saying the Flash, not the Flash, badly written is garbage. It's badly written in a way that is so dumb that is so insulting that it's not insulting at all. It's like a joke. But anyway, let's say that you were to be able to run 1,000 times faster. It means that you're likely able to think 100 or 1,000 times fast. Otherwise, you will be dead. You will crash against stuff. You will be making real mistakes. You will run against a rock or something and crash against it. It will be painful at the minimum. So, how can you explain that they will ever function like a human being when a year of their lives can be like a millennia? 20 years of their lives is pretty much like living since the Ice Age to today for some kind of vampire character or something. Can you imagine that? How much thought, how much things they will see over that time? Not necessarily things that they repeat outside, like things that you see in the world, which is following the same laws of physics and patterns, but the thoughts, the ideas they will have, the things they will think in their mind in that time in which they are alone, because they cannot be with anyone. Their minds work so fast that a second could be hours. They cannot be with anyone. They will be alone forever. And all they have is their thoughts. And a world is stopped. And a world with a picture. Near the picture. That's what they have. Now think how their mind will work. Think how absurd is the notion that they will make mistakes like a normal person. That they will act like a normal person. Even if they can live at the same time that a normal person does. Why would they do that? Why don't stop time and think? But it feels like eons while the world is stopped in a picture. What would they think about? What would they do? How would their life be? Would they ever resemble a human being? I say they will not. That's why I say the world burden of pretty much all those superheroes who can run really fast is an insult to pretty much everyone's intelligence, which is blatant and it's okay because superheroes and they are not well made. It's like in Star Wars that those guys just go around with laser swords and you just go like, wow, that's how it works here. It doesn't need to make sense. They're idiots, okay? Use laser swords instead of using like a gun or something. But anyway, it's utterly consistent in that case. Utterly unfathomable one. Impossible to understand. It's impossible to write that kind of superintelligence very well, but it can be. None can be close to this. It's 17 minutes already, so I'm going to say the typical stuff that YouTubers say because I want to be a proper YouTuber, even though my camera is not that good at this moment. And yeah, I can tell how it's not really that good. My speech is not that good. I hope you like the concepts that I say and you forgive the equality in general. The minimal stuff that's worthless, like visual quality when we're talking about this concepts, abstract concept, sort of. No. So anyway, so if you liked it, subscribe, hit the like, the bell, and leave a comment, just in case, for the algorithm. One has to feed the algorithm. It's not like with pigeons, it's the other way around, one has to feed it. Anyway, well, I don't know, I will say may the force be with you, but I didn't talk about Star Wars very much. May good AI be with you. Yes, good AI.